You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. Welcome to the Back Porch Talk podcast. I'm your co-host, Jason.
Your co-host, Danny.
Fans, you know what to do. Go ahead and like, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit the alerts. Let the algorithm, man. We need all of the likes. We need all of the subscriptions. Then we got a full show for fans. A little Major League Baseball playoffs, a little football, a little Formula One, but right into the playoffs, Danny, where in game number one, the Brewers handled business against the Chicago Cubs. And let me just say, this was a treat to watch. The Brewers, gave up that homer, or Peralta gave up that homer in the first inning to start off the game. But, oh boy, did the Brewers come back and respond to it with 6 runs in the first inning, followed by 3 runs in the second inning to get their 9 against ultimately the Chicago Cubs 3. And the Brewers look good, man. They look rested. They were very aggressive in their swinging of the bat. And this is the Brewers that we need to see, wanted to see. And, man, just a great game overall, with the exception of Jackson Chourio getting injured, pulled up lame in the second inning. By the second inning, he already had 3 hits. I think that's all Major League Baseball all-time record, man. 2 innings to 3 hits with 3 hits. But he pulled up lame with that same hamstring injury. Hopefully he'll play tonight. But man, Danny, what a game! What say you about this initial 9-3 game 1 victory by the Milwaukee Brewers?
Jason's what was said on our last show. They had to get this game won and come out being an aggressor, and they did just that. And they didn't even hit any home runs. Think about that. So this was a perfect game for them, being on the break. The Cubs coming off their series win against the Padres. They did win, and the Brewers took care of business. Got to keep it rolling tonight, man. You just keep the momentum going. Don't let the Cubs get any type of confidence. Represent home field and do what you need to do and wrap this series as fast as possible, but definitely get tonight and try to go up 2-0.
This is going to be a good series. Brewers Cubs. Hopefully it's a short one in Brewers' favor. This Phillies Dodgers game. Dodgers are up 1-0. I thought the way that game number 1 started for the Dodgers and Phillies, I thought the Phillies were going to prevail in that one. That was not the case. And 5-3 goes to the Dodgers, and this is going to be a very good series, very interesting series, a series that I would say this, Danny, and I'm hoping that Jackson Chourio, the injury is not really a series or playoff season ending type injury. You never can tell with these hamstrings, but I want the Dodgers, man. I think the Brewers can beat the Dodgers. I think they can beat the Phillies, but it's something about the Dodgers I think we can get, man. And it'll be interesting to have the most expensive team against a smaller market, quote unquote, smaller market team. I want the Dodgers, man, but we got to beat the Cubs first.
Yep.
Got to beat the Cubs first. And just as I say that too, Danny, I mean, you got a couple other, series happening. You have the Yankees and Blue Jays, and oh boy, man, what a blowout. Man, the Blue Jays have been blowing out the Yankees, man. Game number 1 was 10-1 in the Blue Jays' favor. Game number 2 was 13-7 in the Blue Jays' favor. and that wasn't even really that close. Tigers and Mariners, their series tied up 1-1. The first time in like forever that the Mariners won a home playoff game. They beat the Tigers 3-2 yesterday, and so that series is tied up. Blue Jays, I think they're going to advance to the next round against the Yankees, man. Let's just be real. I don't see the Yankees coming back. I can see them maybe getting a game, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, maybe I see them getting maybe a game. That's about it. And if this is a sweep, man, there's going to have to be some wholesale changes for the Yankees. But with the Dodgers and Phillies, I can see that going 5 games. Tigers, Mariners, I can see that possibly going 5 games too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great baseball that's going to be happening in this playoff season, Danny. And I think it's prime for the Brewers to advance. It's time. I mean, we've been so close. What say you, Danny, about these Major League Baseball playoffs?
With that Yankees Blue Jays series, Jason, Blue Jays were up 12-0 at one point in that. So we'll see if the Yankees get home and get some home cooking and get on the right track there. But Blue Jays look tough. Mariners Tigers have been nip and tuck. They've been close both games in the series so far. It's 1-1. But going to Detroit now, and we'll see how they respond there. So that one's a good one. And then as far as that Phillies-Dodgers series, yeah, the Dodgers start off slow, but I look at this one too, Jason. It could be to the Brewers' advantage if this one does go 5, because that means they're going East Coast, West Coast
Mm-hmm.
a couple times before coming to Milwaukee if Milwaukee beats the Cubs. So,
Mm-hmm.
so you kind of want to see that one stretch out a little bit and not get out of hand too fast. So we'll see how that goes. But no, man, just looking forward to these games. And like you said, these are some good matchups. It's just been wild to see the Yankees that series be so lopsided
Yeah.
off the jump. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe they get some things right going home.
And then right into Formula One, where this past weekend the Singapore Grand Prix happened, and George Russell gets the victory. Surprising, but nonetheless, man, that qualifying round, George Russell was pretty quick in that Mercedes. Max Verstappen goes second, followed by Lando Norris in third. Right now, man, that overall driver standings, where Piastri is currently leading, but he's only leading by 22 points. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more races to go. So that's going to be interesting. But just as we're talking about Piastri and Norris, you got to talk about the overall team. The Constructors' Cup basically goes to McLaren. They wrapped that up this past weekend in Singapore, and congratulations to them. But it's not over when you talk about the Constructors' Cup for second and third place teams right now. Mercedes and Ferrari are battling for that second position. Right now, Mercedes is leading the pack by 27 points. Again, 6 more races to go. Anything can happen between 4 drivers, or excuse me, among 4 drivers. And so we'll see what happens there. But this is going to be interesting to see how this all plays out for Piastri and Norris. It's going to be also interesting to see how the season wraps up for Sir Lewis Hamilton. This has just been a very interesting season. I'm curious to see where it goes into next season. I want to say that Sir Lewis Hamilton signed a 2-year contract. I think that second-year contract was kind of like a flexible one, or in NBA's terms, player's option. So we'll see what happens there, Danny. But the next Grand Prix is going to happen in a couple weeks here in the United States, and where it's going to be happening in Austin. What say you about Formula One?
Jason, this was an interesting race. Very surprising to see McLaren 3-4. We used to
Yeah.
usually seeing them this season 1-2 or in that top 3, and they were actually in front part of this race in the beginning,
Mhm.
and then were overtaken. And Also, you got to call out too with George Russell winning, and you're talking about the points. Antonelli took fifth, so that definitely helped Mercedes from the points perspective. This race is always interesting to me because of it's one of the races they drive in the lights in the dark.
Yeah. hmm
So that's pretty cool to see. I like, a lot of the races during the day, but this is one of the races they drive in the dark with the lights, and it makes it for an interesting watch.
Yeah.
So congratulations to George Russell, man, to drive the way he did and commanded this race. And we'll see how McLaren bounces back in the next race, like you said, in Austin.
Then just as we talk about Formula One on Sunday, you gotta talk about a little football. This weekend, I mean, our teams were pretty much on bye, along with the Bears and Steelers. But I have to say, man, I'm gonna be real. This weekend, were for games. I mean, it just wasn't intriguing at all, in my opinion. The matchups to me just didn't really, hit. Even though you had on Thursday night, you had the 49ers beating out the Rams in overtime. But to add on Sunday, man, there was just some blowouts, man. You had Colts blowing out the Raiders. You gotta keep an eye on the Colts. They're 4-1, even regardless of who they played, they're 4-1. Cowboys win. They beat the Jets, the lowly Jets, who haven't won a game yet, 37-22. The surprise to me of the weekend was that of the Broncos beating the Eagles 21-17 at Philly. Jalen Hurts throws the ball for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't know, man. That just seemed kind of interesting with the Eagles not winning, let alone not winning in Philly. And that just caused me to look, okay, what really happened here? And to me, it's Saquon Barkley's not getting the ball. 6 carries for 30 yards. You kidding me? He did have 3 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown, but man, where's the running game? I think that's the missing component there. So we'll see what happens there, man. And then lastly, just another game of highlight, low light, whatever the case may be. Like I said, to me, this NFL weekend wasn't the greatest, again, my opinion. But man, the Ravens got blown out against the Texans. You kidding me? 44-10 in Baltimore? Whew. Ravens are 1-4. Something's gotta happen, man. I mean, I know Jackson didn't play, but to get blown out by that much, you really gotta start looking at the standings. Because 1-4 in the AFC North, right now you're oh gosh, man, like a couple games behind. Steelers are 3-1, leading the division. Eagles without Joe Burrow is 2-3. Baltimore is 1-4. Now, granted, we can calm down because they still have those divisional games that they gotta play.
Yep.
So that's where the get back can happen. All right, but man, what a interesting start for the Baltimore Ravens. What say you, Danny, about this fifth NFL week?
First off, I want to say the Falcons did not lose, so it was a great day for me with being on bye. But just a couple things, Jason, on the games you highlighted and then a couple other ones. Baltimore's defense is non-existent, man. With or without Lamar, they haven't played any defense. So first things first, you got to get the defense right and figure out what's going on there. Stroud just went off yesterday, 4 touchdowns. Eagles, Broncos. I think the Eagles are trying to make a point. Since A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, more A.J. Brown have been complaining about touches.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's throw the ball and see how we do.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're a running team. And they lost.
That's true.
So that I'm not saying, but I'm saying that there may have been a point to prove in that game that we're not a throwing team. We need a balanced attack to win, and there's no reason they should have lost that game to the Broncos yesterday. They had command of it, but they just kept throwing the ball. So a couple other games, Jason, to highlight here, man. Buccaneers, Seahawks. Great back and forth game. Buccaneers win again at the last second. Baker Mayfield pulls it out, man. And Sam Darnold had a bad interception in that game towards the end. That Buccaneers had an opportunity to go ahead and win that game. And the craziest game, I think, of the weekend was the Arizona Cardinals-Titans game, where Arizona was up 21-3 at one point. Fourth quarter, up 21-6. Going in for a 70-yard touchdown, DeMarcado. Second week in a row, somebody flipped the ball before going to the end zone. I'm like, man, you can't make this stuff up. And then proceeded to lose the game on some fluky stuff where Arizona actually picked off Cam Ward, fumbled, and then the Titans recovered in the end zone. And then Cam Ward drove them down at the end and ended up kicking a field goal to win the game. One of the craziest games I've seen. So it was a lot that happened in that game that, is not just that play, but you got to put it on there. And upset of the week, I think one of the upsets was the Bills losing at home to the Patriots last night. So good game by the Patriots, and Steph Diggs getting some get back against his old Buffalo Bills team. So we'll see next week. We actually host the Buffalo Bills in Atlanta, and we'll see how we do.
Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.